Bar Cunha, everyone else was equally horrible. I feel like Cunha really put his all, defending and attacking. Bruno kept on losing the ball. Ahmad is out of form. Buemo is out of form. Why? Why do we still have Mason Mount as a Manchester United player in 2026? Somebody make sense. Like, I saw Mason Mount. I was like, how is this guy still a Manchester United player? It doesn't make sense for me. So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Football with Priscilla. I am Priscilla, obviously. So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I just want us to talk about the Manchester United versus Bournemouth game, which ended in a 2-2 draw with some questionable decisions by the referee. But before we get into the video for today, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and do turn your notifications on, ladies and gentlemen, to know when next I post a video. And guys, don't forget, we are on the road to 800 subscribers, so make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Okay, so let's get into the video for today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we can talk about the points with regards to this game, I always want us to go through the team lineups to know which players were playing. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is how Bournemouth set up. Okay, so in goal for Bournemouth, we had Petrovic. Backline, we had Jimenez, we had Hill, we had Sensei, and we had Truffert. In midfield, we had Scott and Christie. And just in front of the midfield, we had Ryan, we had Tavernier, and we had Adil. And just in front of these three, we had Evan Nilsson. Okay? Okay. To repeat, in goal, we had Petrovic. Backline, we had Jimenez, we had Hill, Sensei, and Truffert. Midfield, we had Scott, we had Christie. And then in front of the midfield, we had Ryan, we had Tavernier, and we had Edil, and right in front of the three, we had Evan Nilsson. Okay? Okay, and so ladies and gentlemen, that is how Bournemouth set up. And so ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at how Manchester United set up. And so in goal for Manchester United, ladies and gentlemen, we had Lamens. Backline, we had Dalot, we had Yoro, we had Maguire and Luke Shaw. Midfield, we had Casemiro and Kobe Mino. And in front of the midfield, we had Diallo, we had Bruno Fernandes, and we had Cunha. And just in front of them, we had Buemo. To repeat, in goal, we had Lamens. Backline, we had Dalot, we had Lenny Yoro, we had Maguire, and we had Luke Shaw. Midfield, we had Casemiro and Kobe Mino. Just in front of them, we had Amad Diallo, we had Bruno Fernandes, we had Cunha, and just in front of them, we had Buemo. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is how Manchester United set up. So, ladies and gentlemen, Bournemouth were playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, and Manchester United were playing a 4-2-3-1 formation. Okay, so now let's get into the points of this game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my first point with regards to this game, I feel like the game was a bit dull. Like, the first half was horrible to watch. I feel like Manchester United, yes, were on the front foot. Attacking wise, I think we played well in the first half, though we were not able to convert our chances, and though we were not as gelled enough, we were not working well enough. I think attacking, we were better, but we weren't able to convert our chances as opposed to Bournemouth. Bournemouth were here and there, okay? They were all over the place. But in terms of attacking, I think Manchester United were the better team. But overall, I feel like the first half was very dull, including parts of the second half, bar the drama, which we'll talk about later in this video. Second point, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the fact that for the past, I don't know how many months, under Amorim, I think even under Eric Ten Hag, and now under Michael Carrick, I've been saying this particular point, and it has not changed. And it's the fact that Manchester United still, okay, we are still unable to control the game for a good percentage of time. Notice how Manchester United have been playing counter-attack football, okay? We are unable to hold possession of the ball. And this has been my biggest criticism of most of the Manchester United managers that have come. And I know I've supported Manchester United even under Ferguson, okay? Even under Ferguson, we really did play using our wingers. Were we a ball possession-based side? No, I don't think we were a ball possession-based side. We used to play with wingers who were very attack-minded. Were we ball possession-based minded? Not really, okay? But times have changed, and so the attacking, they always counter-attack, they always playing through the fullbacks, the playing through your wingers, it's kind of changing because now it's all about ball possession based football. Are you able to control the game? And I feel like for the past few games, past few years, over the course of managers that we've had, we have been unable to control the game for a good 90 minutes. And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, we are conceding the goals that we are conceding. For me, there is no excuse. There is no reason that Manchester United should concede the first goal that we conceded versus Bournemouth. Yes, Ahmad was pulled there and it was supposed to be a penalty, but you play according to the whistle. After we saw that the decision did not go outside, well, the game was being played on, okay? The ref said continue. We should have come back. We should have gotten back our concentration, but we lost concentration. Everyone was like, oh my God, we haven't been dealt a fair hand. Well, in us thinking we haven't been dealt a fair hand, we let the Bournemouth player have too much space and he shoot and they got a goal back. And when you look at the way he shoot and the way he scored, I can't believe we considered a goal from that position, because you expect your defenders to come out and not allow the Bournemouth player to strike the ball, but no one was coming out to block that shot. I don't know what happened to our defenders. They went asleep or they were thinking about the decision that they did receive with Ahmad. So for me, there was absolutely no excuse that we should have considered the first goal like we did. The second goal as well, I know there's a lot of controversy with that one, but I will say this, I'll call that lazy defending from Harry Maguire. He put the guy. That was a penalty. Is it a red card? Arguable. But it was a penalty. Why did he pull the guy? I feel like it was lazy defending. And you know what? Low-key, I've been noticing Maguire is always physical. And his physicality, sometimes, okay, the refs, they like ignore it. But I knew at a certain points, okay, at certain points, Maguire has been called out for his physicality. He's normally seen blocking off a player or he'll just pull a player down. And that was on his side a wrong decision to pull a player down when we are in the penalty area, okay? He wasn't even trying to go for the ball. He was simply pulling the player down. So for me, I feel like all this boils down to the fact that we are unable to control a game. We don't have the game in our control, even when we are the ones leading. We were leading 1-0. We were leading 2-1. And yet we let the game, we lost control of the game. And we allowed Bournemouth back into the game, which is something that I feared. Even under Amorim, it was the same thing. We tend to, after we are leading, we tend to take a sit back and allow the other team to come back into the game, and hence why we keep on conceding goals. So for me, my biggest issue with Manchester United until today is the fact that we're unable to control a game for 90 minutes. Second point, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about the big decision, okay? So Ahmad is pulled in the penalty area, okay, on the other side, and the referee doesn't call it. Maguire pulls the Bournemouth player on the other side in the penalty area for Manchester United, and the referee calls it out. For me, when the ref said it's a penalty and gave Harry Maguire the red card, I understood why it was a red card. I understood why it's a penalty. My big thing is, why didn't we call the penalty for Ahmad? Because it was so clear. It was clear as day that the Bournemouth defender pulled Ahmad down. What was the difference? I don't understand. The fact that it didn't even go to VAR is what I don't understand. Like, what was the difference? Because the only difference for me is that Harry Maguire is more physical and huge as opposed to the Bournemouth player. And then when you look at the Ahmad situation with the Bournemouth defender, both of them, their stature, they were kind of the same. Okay, there was no one that was more huge or bigger than the other. But both defenders from Manchester United and from Bournemouth equally pulled Ahmad and the Bournemouth player. So I don't understand why one decision could not stand, yet the other one stood. And it's the same game across just a few minutes. What are we doing in the Premier League? How can a referee refuse to make a decision on one and then make a decision on another one Same exact thing, and we're all looking at it like it's normal. Like, the standard of refereeing in the Premier League keeps on getting worse and worse. The standards keeps on dropping and dropping. Cause literally, it's according to how the ref feels on that day. If he feels like pulling a player in the penalty area is a penalty and a red card, he's going to call it. If in a few minutes he feels like it's not, he will not call it. Which I don't think is going to be good for the Premier League, because then it's total chaos. And that was what we saw. That was poor refereeing. If you're going to make a decision, be consistent with said decision. For me, I understand why it's a red card. Obviously, it was a goal scoring opportunity. Maguire did not go for the ball. He said he put the Bournemouth player. I get why it's a red card. But why was it a penalty for Amad Diallo? Make it make sense. And so, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, I feel like Bar Cunha, everyone else was equally horrible. I feel like Cunha really put his all, defending and attacking. Bruno kept on losing the ball. Ahmad is out of form. Buemo is out of form. Why? Why do we still have Mason Mount as a Manchester United player in 2026? Somebody make it make sense. Like, I saw Mason Mount. I was like, how is this guy still a Manchester United player? It doesn't make sense for me. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Manchester United ended up drawing to Bournemouth 2-2. Now, I delayed making my video a bit because I was waiting for Chelsea to play. And lo and behold, as you would have it, Chelsea has lost to Everton 3-0. Like, listen, I feel like the universe, the world is on Manchester United's side, because what? Manchester United dropped points on Friday and it has absolutely had no effect whatsoever on the Premier League table. Because Liverpool dropped points, Chelsea dropped points, we're waiting for Aston Villa, and even if Aston Villa win, they are still a point behind us. Like, we are absolutely sitting pretty, ladies and gentlemen, on third place. So I'm not worried. Like, I'm making this video as happy as could be. So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that's all I had for you guys today. I just wanted us to talk about the Manchester United versus Bournemouth game. So yeah, so that's all I had for you guys today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Do comment in the comment section, what are your thoughts about Manchester United's inability to control the game for 90 minutes? And do you think that the Harry Maguire red card was fair or not? I would love to hear all your thoughts. So that's all I had for you guys today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and do turn your notifications on, ladies and gentlemen, to know when next I post a video. Bye, guys.